Hello, class. Good afternoon. Let us continue with the remaining portion of the chapter. The next topic, that is ubiquitous and localized resources. Ubiquitous basically means something which is present everywhere, okay, which is found everywhere. That's what ubiquitous means. So, what is the difference between ubiquitous and localized resource? Let's see. Let's go to the text straight away. Page number 11, left hand side on top. Resources can also be classified on the basis of their distribution. So basically, ubiquitous and localized resource is classified on the basis of distribution. Underline. They can be ubiquitous or localized resources such as the air we breathe, water we drink, and sunlight, which is found everywhere. See, as I told you, ubiquitous, present everywhere, found everywhere. So sunlight, air, water, this comes under ubiquitous resource. But the resources which are found only in certain places, like for example copper and iron ore, so such type of resources are termed as localized resources. The next topic, that is distribution of natural resources. While natural resources are available widely, they are not available everywhere. Some resources might be abundantly available in certain parts of the world and not in other parts because of the uneven distribution of natural resources. Yes, uneven distribution. What do you mean by this? Unequal. Like, forget about the other parts for time being. Let me give you an example of our country and then we will go to a broader perspective. In India itself, we have got so much of natural resources. But the problem is, these resources are distributed not in equal manner, but in an unequal manner. Like in some of the places, there are excess of some of the resources. As a result, those resources are being getting wasted. Whereas in some of the places of our country, the very same resource which is getting wasted in other place, they are lacking. They are in need of those resources. Like let me give an example of yes, our so-called Assam. We have abundant of water. We have a mighty river, Brahmaputra, right? And especially during the month of this monsoon, June, July, August and all, most of the areas of Assam, it's underwater. It's flooded. But whereas you see some of the dry land, the arid land of our country, like so called the western areas, Rajasthan and all, they they suffer due to lack of water, and here we suffer due to abundant of water, right? So why not this be, let us make a plan, let us make use of the technology that we have and distribute this resource in a proper manner, in an equal manner, so that even we don't have to suffer because of excess and even they don't have to suffer because of lackness of resources. That is what is being mentioned out here. So there's some of the resources, it's really much quite abundant in some areas, but whereas in some of the other areas, they rarely find those resources. And the reason is, why this is so. It is because, look into your text, I'll read out the reason. It's mentioned out there very clearly that why this unequal distribution of resources takes place. It is because of the different landforms and the climatic conditions that we have, or that the world has, right? Also, another reason, the number of people living in an area and their dependence on the natural resources vary. That is another second reason. And moreover, the most important reason I believe is technology. Technology and money are required to convert naturally occurring raw materials into resources and then into human made resources. And these resources, they also change over time. So these are some of the various reasons, because of the uneven distribution of the resources over the world, throughout the world. Okay, please underline that. Right, starting from the word reasons being the different landforms until the end of this paragraph. Okay, next we have human resources. Look into your text. Human resources constitute human beings themselves. Human resources are considered to be the most important resource because no gift of nature can be developed and utilized as a resource. Now, when we talk of the human resource, it must be assessed both in terms of quality and quantity. Not only, this what you call that there must be enough humans to make use of the natural resource, or in simple you can say that to exploit the natural resources, but they must also have a kind of a technique to utilize them in the best possible manner. That is what makes the difference. Just having a resource and using it is not what is enough. You must also know how to use it. Okay, and that is where, like mobile phone, the resource that you have in your hand, the very same mobile phone can be used for various purposes. It can be used for gaming, games, as you children are very much fond of it. Nowadays, I get to know this what online games this. I forgot some name. Clash of Clans, Free Fire, PUBG, and so on, right? But the very same mobile phone can also be used for acquiring knowledge, for learning new things, for developing your skills, right? Now it depends how you make use of it. That is what is mentioned out here. So, along with educational expertise, a healthy human population base is also instrumental in the economic and social development of a region. Underline that. I'll explain you what does it mean. It means that just being educated, supposingly, imagine a place called named as A, whatever, a city or a town, the name of that city is A. Now, in that particular city, the number of people living in that city all are educated. Okay, 100% literacy level. There is no illiteracy anywhere in that particular city. But all the people out there, they're unhealthy, they're sick. Okay, they're educated, but they're unhealthy, first of all. So, that particular human population which lives in that particular city, city A, is that of any use? Can they be used to generate any economy? Can they be used for the well-being of the society, for the upliftment of the society? No. So ultimately what happens, even in that city, everybody is literate, everybody is educated, but that area, that city will not develop, neither economically nor in terms of social context, not even the society. Why? Because yes, no doubt the people are educated, but they're unhealthy. They are not able to make use of the resource which they have. So ultimately, just having resource does not mean development. Along with the resource, as I have explained you, what is very important is that you must have the know-how. That means how to use. You must know it. You must have a proper technology. All right. You must have the most important thing, skilled human who will make use, who will transform those raw materials into resources which can be used by the society, by the human being. There's a case study given in the right hand side, page number 11, about carbon footprint. Go through this at home. Questions will come from this area as well. This is just a case study happening, okay, for like a kind of an instance that is being mentioned, like the examples which I have discussed with you. You can say that this is also one of the example. So I'll go to the next paragraph under the topic human resource, that is which is just below this green box. A natural resource becomes a worthwhile resource only when humans have a use for it. As I told you just now, that a raw material or a resource has got its value only when it is being used by a human being. If it is of no use to a human being, that resource has no value. No matter it may be a resource, but it is valueless. Like they have given an example, mineral oil. Mineral oil becomes a useful resource only when it is extracted and converted to petroleum jelly, or you can say turpentine oil. And when the quality like this, as I gave you the example of education and that city A, so when the quality of education, skills, experience, or you can say expertise, when all these go up and human beings are able to create more resources, this entire process is known as human resource development. Underline that. When the quality of education, skills, and expertise, they all combine together, and human beings are able to create a resource, and this entire process is called human resource development. Now, the development of technology, that is practical application of science to business, to industries, it has, because of this technology, because of the way it is being used, it has enabled some countries to develop on a massive scale. Like, I'll give you one example. What is that called? Japan. Yes, you see, Japan, they're very much developed as compared to us. But I think in class 8, right? Yes, you have come across this, the Second World War, which ended in the year 1945. The atomic bombs that were dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 1945, and India got independence 1947, just 2 years after that. The atom bombs that were dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the effect of that, even today it is visible. Just imagine how devastating it was. But from scratches, you can say they started from 1945, they were even below zero, negative, minus. Today, 2021, where they are, because of this point, the one that we read, the development of technology and the practical application, right? We, in 1945, we were not as bad as Japan. In fact, if you read history, the kings, the various rulers, the various dynasties which ruled here, we had a good amount of wealth, even our condition was good. Then why is that today Japan is ahead of us, even though in 1945 they were zero, or you can say minus, below than that, and we were somewhere not zero, say at least we had a good number, like in out of 1 to 10, if you have to rate us, we were somewhere at least say 5 6. Yes, no matter Britishers, they drained all our wealth, but we were not zero at least. And today, why is it so that they are ahead of us? Why not we? Question yourself, think, hmm, and find out the answer, that why. This why is something which makes you different, which makes you think out of the box. Next we have human resource. So one is, no, sorry, next we have not human resource, human made resource. Human resource we have already discussed just now. So what is human made resource? Human resource we have seen. Human made resource we will see. Yeah, we'll wind up here today. We will see in the next class. Okay, so today we have done this ubiquitous and localized resource, distribution of natural resources, and human resources, three topics. Go through this and the TLM that I'll be sharing with you, your assignments. Okay, read the text, and especially those points which I have asked you to underline. All right, study well, stay at home, do not loiter around. Okay, make use of this time wisely, judiciously, so that you don't repent later on. God bless you all.